The Illawarra, home to Dharawal First Nations people, undeniably beautiful where the sea meets the escarpment. A place where years of unsustainable mining and land exploitation has eroded and destroyed environments, impacts have leaked into communities. Beneath the surface, things look a little more hollow. Killalea, known as the farm, is not only significant to biodiversity, but most importantly to the community and the First Nations people. Around Killalea, archaeological surveys and reports show the area was a site for midden, a traditional Indigenous practice. The seemingly untouched greenery framing the beach is hollow, looking beyond the beauty and empty promise of land conservation, a quarry chipping away at the back of it for coal. Quarrying operations have disturbed the area of Killalea from when the land was first stripped from the traditional owners. Archaeological reports state the landform bears little to no resemblance to the original landscape. These operations rely on drainage into the ocean as well as the Killalea Lagoon. The private mining companies are poisoning our land and our community. Killalea is only one of many. In 2030, a hole in Killalea Quarry appeared. This was the wake-up call to the community. The mining company has hollowed out the escarpment in their never-ending fiend for money. Suddenly, it was so clear. The damage was no longer hidden, transparent. The locals questioned why the reliance on coal and the coal mining in our home. The community came together and asked, how do we make the hole whole again? Suddenly, there was not only a hole in the Killalea escarpment, but in every community member. A reminder of our interconnection. A call to fix the hole in a way we view and think of nature as separate and something to be exploited. Why not think of living hand in hand with nature, Mother Earth? It was an alarming reminder that if we don't look to change the views and practices we believe in, we will continue to live in a world full of holes, hollow. We did this through electrifying Wollongong and working hand in hand with the local Dharawal peoples. We learned to understand their values of sustainability into land management, now more than ever. The corporations created the hole, but we, the people, filled it. The hole inside started to be filled as the people started to see the value and necessity for sustainability, and these values leaked out into actions. Suddenly, the political campaign Electrify Wollongong that started in 2020 kicked into action. Electrify was started by Saul Griffith, but then adopted by the community. Once a hole appeared, people listened to Electrify Wollongong. This included the mining companies who had lost their ground while the community lost their faith in mining. It became not only a background government project, but a Bible, a cause that spoke to and of the hearts of the local community members. It became not only a project, but a lifeblood. Wollongong became a new world superpower, a leader. It was the first town, suburb, country in the world to be electrified by green power. We became an example to all for how to use our resources for good. Every house has solar panels on the roof. All cars are electric powered from the supply from each homeowner. All surplus of some power goes back to the grid and powers shops, hospitals, and all public places. It heats our water, it warms our home, it cooks our food. Wollongong has a sense of unity. We all needed to help each other, which is exactly what we did. Hand in hand, things were changing. That feeling was strong in the air. The community turning to solar energy, turning their backs to fossil fuels. Gas stoves were no more. Petrol cars were off the roads. Green power was in. Coal was out. The air started to clear with emissions almost down to zero. Coal power is expensive. The sun is almost free. Coal costs 30 cents per kilowatt. The sun, only 3. The Illawarra, along with Killaleah, has scars running throughout it. Hundreds of years of damage cannot be reversed. Although scars never heal, they fade. That was our aim. We aimed to fade into a new future, so that's exactly what we did, just like with Electrify Wollongong. Unity was needed and was that position filled. The quarry was filled. The traditional land practice of the Aboriginal peoples provided us with the guidance that we needed. We worked alongside to regenerate the land. We burned the quarry Killaleah once resided on a handful of times to create bountiful dirt with rich nutrients. Some dirt was unusable due to the damage from the quarry. This was put into the depths of the hole in hope that one day it would be useful again. To fade this scar, we needed to respect the land and those living around it. Our aim is to give back and make reparations. The land was once used for unsustainable practices and land exploitation. Now, it's a land for the people, led by the people, rich in sustainability. We have orchards of bountiful fruit, veggie patches with plentiful produce. We also use chickens to fertilise as well as harvest their eggs. Half the produce from Killaleah gets sold or swapped to neighbouring towns and communities, which fosters a sense of togetherness. The other half is given to those who need it most. The private coal mining companies were localised and repurposed to support green energy. These new green companies set up and maintained solar panels and renewable energy as we said goodbye to fossil fuels. The sense of community was strong. Only when the Illawarra neighbourhood finally saw the devastation and damage from the quarry, it was a catalyst for change, a move from wholeness to wholeness and sustainability. 2023, let's start seeing the holes already in the place we call home. Let's make the whole again.